This video is going to be about the blink and you miss it character of Rothgar Deng, seen on Kijimi in the Rise of Skywalker, and the likelihood that this character was once an infamous bounty hunter called Dengar.
Hey, boss, who's your girlfriend?
Shut up, Dengar.
As detailed in the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary, Rothgar is an old and experienced Corellian bounty hunter active during the First Order Resistance War, and who is likely operating under an alias. He has been subjecting himself to cybernetic replacements in a poorly planned bid to live and work forever. As age began slowing his reflexes and dulling his senses, Rothgar turned to black market surgical clinics to replace damaged or wizened body parts with ones that will give him an advantage in his dangerous trade. Poor decision making has led to a ghastly appearance. Rothgar bears an anguished rictus, or more simply, a facial spasm causing him to make an expression of anguish or pain, is now permanent. He has a heavily armoured vital organ bank. Both of his arms are now powered servomotors, and a suit of salvaged Imperial-era stormtrooper armour, repainted in his favourite colour. Rothgar Deng appeared in the 2019 film Star Wars Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker, and was first identified in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker The Visual Dictionary, written by Pablo Hidalgo. There's no definitive proof that this cyborg was once the same Corellian bounty hunter that stood on the bridge of the Executor, along with Boba Fett, Bossk, IG-88, Zuckuss and Forlom. However, looking at Dengar's history may give us a more clear picture. For example, Deng's name is similar to Dengar's, and both originated on the core world of Corellia. His background as a bounty hunter is also the same, and his armour resembles that of Dengar's hodgepodge of plated Imperial battle armour, even sharing the same colour. Despite the similar physical characteristics of both, I believe that it may be possible to show that the personality of Dengar will show us if he does eventually become Rothgar, owing to his personality being that of a reckless and careless risk-taker. The bounty hunter who would become Dengar was once a gladiator, and in time would take on the profession of bounty hunting and establish a reputation for himself as confident and bombastic, often taking the fight to the enemy head-on, which contrasted the more cunning tactics of his occasional partners Cad Bane and Boba Fett. In Legends, he was regarded as crude, obnoxious and slovenly, being seen as scruffy-looking and having a battered appearance. Along with his bounty hunting career, Dengar would also be a swoop racer, in his youth having been a successful and famous racer for the Farini team. At some point prior to 3 ABY, he would compete with a fellow Corellian called Han Solo in a winner-takes-all race through the crystal swamps of Agrilat. On the final stretch, he sustained grievous burns to his face from Solo's swoop's exhaust. Both swoop's repulsor fins became locked together, and was then sent flying off his swoop to crash headfirst into the crystalline plants of the swamp. One crystalline stem even directly impaled his brain. To save his life, he underwent Imperial experimentation, becoming a cyborg, with the parts of his brain controlling compassion, mercy, and pity removed. He was also fitted with other cybernetic implants, including powerfully enhanced eyes and ears, and also a drug-induced flawless memory. Now a merciless killer, Dengar would return to his bounty hunting career with a vendetta against Han Solo. Years later, in 9 APY, Mara Jade would be captured by the bounty hunter Gunnar Groth and find an ID card that read Dengar Roth. This would turn out to be forged and not belong to Dengar. It belonged to Groth, who hoped to scare his targets, relying on Dengar's fearsome reputation in the hopes of securing higher bounties from the Empire. Perhaps Dengar Roth was a known alias of Dengar at that time, and the name was used by Gunnar Groth, taking advantage of Dengar's infamy. Then, in 11 ABY, the aging Dengar would be freelancing for the Hutts, and be captured by the Black Sun before eventually being let go after revealing everything he knew of his employer, Grappa the Hutt. All these points may help to solidify any doubts that the man called Dengar and the monstrous cyborg Rothgar Deng are in fact one and the same. Both canon and legends point to Dengar being a career bounty hunter and a man who seeks to create and maintain his reputation, even if he is way past his prime. Perhaps Rothgar is the answer to the question, what would have happened to Dengar had he continued his career up until 35 ABY, the result of which was a mix of subpar cybernetic parts and hideous surgical scarring. This monstrous-looking cyborg is most probably the sad legacy of the bounty hunter Dengar, whose never-ending thrill-seeking and ultra-violent lifestyle eventually caught up to him. After years of trying to compete with younger rivals, continuing to sustain injuries in his rapidly deteriorating body, and also continuing to hunt for high-value and dangerous targets, Dengar would continue his career and keep making poor decisions. What did you guys think of this analysis of Rothgar Deng? I would love your feedback on what you think about these character analysis videos, so feel free to comment. And if you like this video, please like and consider subscribing to the channel. See you all next time.
Can't wait to get started, right, fellas? Gotta hunt that bounty, but the bounty's in the hunt, I always say. Tricks of the trade secret, disintegration devices. D-guns, D-bombs, D-missiles. I'm the disintegration machine. Want a guy disintegrated? Get me integrated. That's Dengar's motto.